Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's live webinar. I appreciate your support and contribution to those events that I'm organizing. Thank you once again for joining this live webinar. For those they are joining with the specific link here, we are just having some technical difficulties. Specifically with the streaming provider that we are using is creating multiple events and sometimes it's canceling our events. We are sorting this out for you. But if you do not see this live on your as usual event space, please, we will share another link. I will just check if you can see me and from the usual link. If you do not, please message me or message on the event link, and uh, we will start it, or we will share the link. And I'm also checking if we are on the event link. I'm not sure that we are on the event link yet. So maybe we are on the um, new link. So I'm just checking both of the link for the time being uh, to see if we are there. So, and it's creating an complications because when we created this event, it was a month ago, and people registered with these events, and with our restream, our streaming provider, it seems to muddled a lot of things. And if you are not, I'm not sure that the event is still, you can see the events because I cannot see them. So I would request you to see what is happening, because I have rescheduled this event to go to the event page specifically, uh, but it's not happening on the event page. So I do apologize for them. Maybe it is happening to a separate link on the events. So just give me a second. I'm just checking it out. I do apologize for the problems. Let me check. Um, and that's really frustrating for me because I've been working with them and I do not know. Um, it's not fixed because that's really frustrating because I do lots of lives every week, and I have this system with them, and Restream is not working properly. So just give me 1 second to see where is this live is going. Um, I'm just checking both of the link here. Just give me another couple of seconds to see if this event is there. Or maybe I'm just frustrating for this event is not there because it's 3 minutes. It doesn't take 3 minutes to go to the event link. So just give me a second. It's probably doing the live events on the normal page, not on the event page. Uh, just give me 1 second. So last time I have fixed these issues, and I again having these issues from Restream. So that is really first frustrating for me. Let me check where the link is going. So I would ask Um, Michael, can you see the live? Because I can see the live here. Let me check. Can you see the live on your channel? I cannot see the live any of my channel, but I can see the live on other channels. There's the link. It is very frustrating. I'm very sorry for that, because Restream is not streaming my events properly. And the link is there. Okay, the link is there, but the video is not going to the LinkedIn events. So that's frustrating, because it says that it's streaming, but it's not streaming to LinkedIn. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check the YouTube now, and that's the problem, isn't it? It's 7 minutes, and the link is not there. So it's a bit frustrated, because I scheduled the events yesterday, and still I cannot see the link. So I just gonna check on YouTube. It is, if it is okay. On the YouTube, I can see that it is transmitting, but on LinkedIn, it is not. So here we go. Sorry, Michael. I think there is a mismatch here, that our, as usual, live is not going on LinkedIn, but it is going on all other channels. So what I would do, I would just share the link from the YouTube for you to see on YouTube. Just give me a second. I'm just sharing this link here on the comment section. You probably see that one, but I don't know why it is not showing there. It's really frustrating. I just gonna ask them that why it is not showing. I can see my video, but I cannot see it going on LinkedIn. It is on other channel, but not LinkedIn. So that's the problem I'm having for last 1 month. That any events that I do, it doesn't go very well, because it doesn't play very well. I'm just gonna message them. Okay, that's very frustrating. So we just ask them to sort this out. Uh, but in the meantime, I think we can continue our program. I just gonna paste the link on the event section of this live. So if you cannot really see the live, I would request you to see it through the event page through the YouTube. So just give me a second. That's a little bit unusual and very frustrated. Uh, just give me one more minute, and then we'll join the events. So this is the link that I have shared. It's on YouTube. So if you are watching it through LinkedIn, I would request you to join via YouTube, because LinkedIn is not showing our events here. So that the restream new add-ons and their system add-ons has muddled a lot of different things. So it is very sad, but what we can do, we just continue our events on other social media, uh, because it's been 11 minutes now. I think people are waiting to see us, but they cannot see us due to the problem that occurred just from Restream. So just give me 1 second. I just wanted to include this event on the LinkedIn event page. I'm so sorry for that. So I'm gonna be just pasting a YouTube link here. So if you wanted to watch this webinar, you can watch this through the YouTube and other social media channels. So I will just get back to where I was. I do apologize and sorry for that. And this is really frustrating for me. But we will continue our program with Michael Stand. And you know that I'm Dr. Shah Sidiki from Time Research and Innovations, Zenzi Marketing Agency, and New Division Business Consortium. And I do live within LinkedIn and all other social media. And today we will specifically discuss how you can plan your holiday, because you know that Christmas is just down the line and we need to plan. And we have a special guest, Michael Stan. I will introduce him right now. Michael, and I do apologize for that. Sorry for the mismatch. I think Restream is just. I need to change the service provider because it's been like it's consecutive 5 events. I'm having problems with them, and they are saying that they are fixing it, but they did not fix it. So, Michael, sorry for that, but the event is live on YouTube and all other channels. So can you introduce yourself to the audience? And could you please also discuss a little bit what you're going to be doing today?
Yeah. Hi, Shah. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, you cannot, always be sure how the technology will work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me today. My name is Michael Stan. I'm the founder of Uniflow. And today, as you already mentioned, Shah,
Mhm.
we are going to talk about how to prepare yourself for upcoming Christmas so we don't end up in debt in January. And as you can imagine, a lot of people, we have that topic today because a lot of people actually ending up in in after Christmas debt, I would say. And so before we go to everything, I would like to share the slide where I will show what we are actually going to talk about.
Yeah.
And then I would like to show a few simple statistics about why we are actually talking about this at the moment and why what is going on in UK specifically, but also in the USA,
Mhm.
and how people and how people ending up actually in that. So if you wouldn't
I
mind
will
to
share a
share my
screen.
screen.
I think
Yeah.
you have the slides.
So
Uh,
so
I will
the,
make it a
the,
little
the,
bit
the
bigger.
topic of today webinar is very clear for everyone. That's why everyone joined. But I think for a lot of people it's not very clear what really money management is and why is it important. I think a lot of people are misleading the money management with something that is only dedicated for people with money, wealthy people, rich ones. um, and so that's why I would like to talk a little bit about this. Then we're
Mhm.
gonna talk about what are the problems with, financials during the Christmas. I'm gonna show people what are the different options of creating the financial plan and how easy it is to actually do it. And then, one thing is to create the plan, but the other thing is to actually make sure that every single person is able to execute on the plan. So then I'm gonna show people how they can actually control their spending and make sure that they can, you know, be in control of it, I would say. And what are the free tools out there that everyone can use, and why people should use actually Uniflow, and why we are better than everyone else. And if we have a little bit more time, we will have Q&A session at the end. But I would advise or like ask everyone to put any questions in the meantime as I'm talking, because I think that will be way better. So having said that, I would like to first show you a few statistics about the Christmas spending and about Christmas financial planning, which I think I have over here. So just in the UK, an average person spends over £1,100 just on Christmas. Okay,
Yes.
£1,100. 512 of it is going just for gifts. So yeah, Shah, if I will buy you a gift this year, it's gonna be probably around this much.
Mhm.
And then because of all of those expenditure, because that expenditure is so big, and actually, as you can see, it's 29% larger during the December than in other months on average, people are ending up with £439 of extra amount of debt in January due to Christmas spending and not being prepared to for that spending.
Mhm.
And so I think that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to talk about this, because £439 in extra debt for every single person who is not prepared for it, who doesn't have money, it's a lot of money. And as as my first slide showed, a lot of people will take a lot of time to actually pay off the debt at the end. So that's why we are talking about this. But first, I would like to start from what is money management and how people are actually misleading the money management with general opinion.
Mhm.
So a lot of people think money management is for, it's for rich people. It's if you have money, you can give it to someone or you can manage that money, and then you will make more money. You will invest here. You will invest here. You need to have different investment accounts. You probably should go to the financial advisor. That's how you manage money. And if you are poor, if you are living paycheck to paycheck, money management is not really for you. And I feel like a lot of people think this way.
Mhm.
And I cannot disagree more with this, because money management is mainly, in my opinion, for those people who are actually living paycheck to paycheck, for those people who
Mhm.
are struggling with money. Why is that? Well, again, I think it's because those people with money, with those wealthy people, they can hire someone. They don't have to care about it. They have huge incomes. They have few different revenue streams. They can afford to pay for someone who's gonna take care of their finances. And the
Mhm.
problem nowadays is that people who doesn't have money, they obviously cannot afford to take that service and pay for money management service to other people. So that's why I feel like those people should actually pay more attention
Mhm.
into how their money is spent, how their money is planned, and just be more in control of it. And money management is not just about investing. Money management is about making sure that few different numbers from about your finances. You know how much you spend on your necessary expenditure. You know how much you saving every single month, whether you're saving or not, and what is your free sort of balance that you can always, spend on the monthly basis. So at the end of the month, you are not on the zero, but you are actually on the plus. Money management is also about making sure that you're not overpaying for your bills. So for example, if some company is charging you more than they should, you should call them and ask why they're doing that. And in my in my life, I had so many situations when I was charged more than I supposed to be charged because the company thought that they're eligible to actually charge me that money. And after calling them, I got that money back. And it's most of the time you're just waiting on the phone call for 30 minutes and then it's 5 minute conversation. But if we are talking about 50, £100 sometimes, that can be a significant amount of money. So that's why, that's what really is money management, is to making sure that you are in control of your money. You know how you're spending, you know how to plan your finances, and you know what to expect.
Mhm.
And the word expect for me is extremely important, because when you know what to expect, when you know where you're going with whatever plans you have in your life, you you are able to actually be in a sort of better mood when you actually get there, and you are actually able to execute on that. And also, when you know where you're going, you have something to to sort of lead to. You have something to look forward to. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, because they don't know how to manage the money, because they don't know how to plan their finances, they don't have that thing in the future that they can look forward to. They don't have, like, okay, I am able to save that amount of money in the next 5-6 months. I am able to put down the advance on the house in the next year. I am able to get out of debt in the next 2 years. And because they don't have that motivation of managing money is sort of diminishing. And I feel
Mhm.
like that is something that is lacking in people finances. It's just that seeing the future, seeing what can happen based on their financial decisions. And so, what are the typical problems? Coming to the first point of discussing the typical problems during money management in Christmas. So the typical problems are that, first of all, people don't plan, right? You get into the November, you get into the December, and with all of your expenses that are on the monthly basis and that you are used to it, you get into that period of actually, oh, I should start buying some gifts
Mhm.
for my family and friends. Oh, I need to actually prepare that dinner for my family. Oh,
Mhm.
actually, the grocery shopping this month is gonna be 30% more than it's usually, right? And so I
Mhm.
think that's the big problem, that people realize it month or during the December, month before or during the December, that actually all of that expenditure is coming. And they don't think, let's say, a year before, which for some people can feel ridiculous to think about Christmas a year before. But if you would know that you're gonna spend £500 on just Christmas, wouldn't be easier in January, February, and all of the 12 months to actually save £50? And
Mhm.
so in every single month, your cost is always the same. So you are used to the same cost every single month. Wouldn't be that easier? I feel like a lot of people are missing that planning part.
Yeah.
Um, and because of that, there is a huge problem in going into debt in
Yeah.
January. Like I said, like the statistics shows that expenditure grows by 29% just in the December, and the amount of extra debt grows by £429 in January because of the December expenditure. So those statistics shows that people are lacking planning skills and lacking the planning perspective. And and that's one of the huge problems. Uh, and the question I would ask is why actually people are doing that. Is it mostly probably because lack of the financial education around the world, but it can also be because they don't think that they can actually afford anything, um, or that they are bad with numbers, so it doesn't matter, they will never do it, right?
Mhm.
So I think also another psychological factor to it is that people are so busy on the monthly basis with all of the other stuff. You have holidays here, you have holidays here, you have work all the time, kids over here, you need to take care of a lot of different things, and people just forget. And when that Christmas comes, it's just, oh, it's here, nice,
Mhm.
now I need to go take the credit card and just start spending my money on the credit card, and I will worry about this for the next 5-6 months in the next year. Which it's another factor that if you increasing your debt because of the December may be nice, but the next 6 months where you paying off that debt, they won't be as nice. And I feel like instead of just getting that card in November, getting that credit card in November, getting a credit card in December, and paying it off with extra interest in January, February, and all of the other months, if you could in the January and February actually put that money aside, that would change all of the problems that people have. Obviously, it's my opinion, but I've checked it for the past few years and it works. So yeah, so that would be in terms of what would be those general problems during the
Mhm.
Christmas, and why I thought doing that webinar today is extremely important.
Yes, and we have a technical issue, technical problems. We thought that we wouldn't have any technical problems today because they told me that they were fixing it, but they did not fix it, and so we are not broadcasting on um, uh, LinkedIn. They just gave me some thing that I'm not worried about that now, as I'm broadcasting in Facebook and YouTube at the same time and X. So thank you, Michael, for joining these events, and I'm recording it on my local as well, so we can have a version. So that's why I have multiple cameras and multiple thinking, because technology sometimes they can be very critical, and
Yeah.
today we have that. So I do apologize to all the audiences for this mismatch, but we will try to sort it out for tomorrow. I'm not sure that it will be sorted very quickly, but we will try, because tomorrow we also have a very important event with Serena Mann to talk about presentation, because presentation is a core thing for anyone. They wanted to grow their business nowadays, because social media is playing integral part for us to grow our business. So another thing that I wanted to discuss with you, Michael, that yes, we understand the financial landscape, why we need to control our finance during holidays, and how you can plan specifically um, uh, to grow, as well as to understand that how we can live a decent life after the holiday period. Because sometimes I have seen during Christmas, and even as a Muslim, we do celebrate Eids, and people spend without thinking, and that make them on huge debt, under huge debt. So we're going to be talking something about that as well. So how do you um, establish a holiday budget that works for financial situation? How do you establish that? How do you say or convince people that they should do this?
Well, I think I've talked a little bit about why they should do it, what's the problem, and what what is the really easy solution. And just yeah, and it's just planning ahead so you're not ending up in debt and paying off the debt later. It's one of the best solutions I think out there, especially that there is a lot of tools that can help you with that, right?
Okay.
um,
Uh,
in terms of the planning the budget, well,
mhm,
I know many people actually doesn't have the budget, which is extremely surprising to me. But again, I feel it came from that problem that there is no financial education around the world, and people
mhm,
feel like they not in control of their money because they just don't know that they can be in control of their money. So they're just spending without thinking, without planning that before. Um, and yeah, and I think creating your own budget is like extremely important and extremely easy as well. You
mhm,
just need to take your income and expenses, and I will show a little bit more how you can do it with, well, different options of how you can do it a little bit later.
mhm,
Um, because like I said, it is extremely easy even if you don't have math skills or if you don't have Excel skills. um, it is really easy to actually plan your finances, especially if you're using the tools that are already there and they are free to use.
mhm.
So yeah, so let me maybe actually show you what we can what are those different tools, how people can build their budgets.
Yeah, before you
uh
show to
yeah.
the audience, I just wanted to add that we are getting questions from the audience. So, Redwan, thank you very much for asking these questions. So it's like, what additional tips or insights can you offer for achieving financial peace of mind during and after holiday?
What additional tips of insight can you offer for achieving financial peace? To achieve the financial peace, like I was mentioning before, is the easiest way to have peace in your mind about anything,
Mhm,
in my opinion, is to actually know what you expect. Because even if you know that, let's say in December, you're not gonna end up with a lot of money at the end of the month, but you
mhm,
know that ahead, you are able to prepare in your brain to actually and get used to that idea, sort of, that you have all of
mhm,
those expenses, you have all of those gifts to pay, and at the end of the month you're not gonna have a lot of money. But but it's better to know that ahead and be prepared for it than 30th of December comes in and you are like, oh, I have £2 left, or like, I have £10 left, and you're surprised. I think that that surprise effect is the effect that makes people miserable about their finances as well, because and that's why a lot of people also avoid going to their bank accounts quite often, because they don't know what to expect. They open their bank account and they see, oh my
mhm.
goodness, the account is so low, right? uh,
Yeah.
but if you plan the stuff, if you plan your finances, you are actually able to, and you actually able to expect the stuff that you will see on your account, so you're not surprised. Therefore, in my opinion, you are more happy, because you are prepared for that, and then that gives you peace of mind, obviously. um,
Mhm.
yeah.
So we have more questions, but I will ask these questions later. But if you wanted to share your screen,
Yeah,
please share it, and
100%.
just wanted to see.
Let's get to those few
Mhm,
different. I'm gonna sorry, I'm gonna close this and close this. So there are a few different ways you can create your budget. You can use Excel, obviously. You can use pen and paper. You can go to financial advisor if you have money for it. We're gonna discuss the cost of going to financial advisors.
mhm,
Or you can use different financial planning apps. I think the easiest one, obviously, if you don't have Excel skills, that's fine. The easiest one for you will be to actually take the pen and paper and
Mhm.
write it down: income, rent, or mortgage, what you're paying for different electricity bill, or like for water, for, I don't know, maybe you have a house, so you pay for maintenance or gardening, what's your debt payments, and you listing all of those stuff one by one. You put in the cost to it, and you put in your income, and then you deduct all of the stuff from your income, and you can see that's the easiest way of actually doing your monthly budget. And
Mhm.
if you're doing that this way, you should actually do it at least once a month. The minus of that is that you don't see actually the execution of it. So you can see you can see your plan for this month, but to actually add the execution to it, you need to download the transactions from your bank account, or you need to come to that Excel every single day or week, and and put all of the transactions, that all of the spending that you've done. And so that's a one big issue. The other big issue is that you see only 1 month. You don't see the future of your finances. You see only 1 month. And so that's not the best, but it's one of the solutions. And you can do it either in Excel, where you can use a very simple formula and like deduct all of those expenditure from the income, or you can
Mhm.
do it on the pen and paper. Extremely easy, very simple, and it's better than doing really nothing,
Mhm.
because you will have at least some knowledge about your expenses. The other thing is to actually if you know Excel, you can prepare a little bit more advanced, um, a a little bit more advanced Excel spreadsheet, where you list all of your revenue streams, which is incomes. You can list your taxes, all of your assets, all of the expenditure, and summarize it and see the closing balance of all of that stuff. And then again, the minus of that, the plus of that is obviously over the basic one, is that you can
Mhm.
see the future. You can see the future of your balance, how much you can expect at the end of the month, even after Christmas and all of that stuff. So that's a little bit better than the basic. The minus of it is that you actually, if you want to see how you did it, you need to come again every single week, download the transactions from the bank account, and and just track it and build that Excel more further and further and further. So
Mhm.
again, it's a lot of manual work, really. If you love
Mhm.
Excel, perfect. If you don't and you're not good with numbers, not the best solution. Then you can go to the financial advisors. You can go, but like we mentioned already, a lot of people won't be able to afford financial advisor. And I actually prepared that tab to show you what's the cost of actually
Mhm.
going to the financial advisor, so people can see whether they can afford it or not. And so, as you can read over here, sometimes the financial it's good to actually become a financial advisor, because you can make a lot of money. But financial advisors make money in few different ways. Usually, it's an hourly fee if you're going like as a normal person. But if
Mhm.
you give them some assets for management, they charge the commission base, like it says over here, and the commissions are ranging. Sometimes there is a fixed fee depending on the project, and depending what those financial planners or financial advisors are advising on, right?
Mhm.
And so that is quite expensive part, because even though we have over here dollars, there are very similar prices in the UK. I saw the statistic that was showing £150 for an hour of financial advisor. So
Mhm.
so it's not the cheapest solution, especially if you would like to ideally manage your finances on a weekly or monthly basis. Okay. So, and then we have different budgeting apps. There is a lot of them. The problem with those best budgeting apps in the UK, for example, which we have quite a lot over here, is that they're allowing you to do simple budgeting. Like I mentioned over here, they allow you to budget for 1 month. and then they allow you to also connect your bank account and make sure that you can track your expenditure. But again, that gives you maybe a heads up 30 days, but it doesn't allow you to get prepared for, those big expenditures. It doesn't allow you to prepare for Christmas. It doesn't allow you to prepare for holidays, because the only thing you do is to really, budget for that 1 month. And so
Mhm.
you don't know what to expect in the future. And so that's another thing. The last one, and it's what we've built in Uniflow, is obviously our application, which is completely free of charge. And I would like to show you or show everyone today. You can go to our website, which is Uniflow, universalflow.io/personal, and you can download it for Play, for Google or Apple Store. It's totally for free. And I would like to show people how easy it is to actually create a financial plan without having any financial skills,
Mhm.
uh, for anyone really who would be interested in money management and who would be interested in planning their finances for Christmas and not getting up in debt. And so yeah, so if we can go to that stage, I can also show people how they can exactly plan for their Christmas spending, for their gifts. I can show how they can plan and create the financial plan for their necessary expenses, how they can create the plan for their all of their savings. And what I'm going to show is totally free version, and it will be this all of those functionalities that I will show today. It's completely free, and it always will be totally free, so everyone can actually join and use it. And it's quite a lot of things that is free, because my goal at the end of the day is to first of all give the financial education to the people and provide every single person the tool that will allow those people to actually take control of their money, that will lead at the end of the day to taking control of their life. Okay, I feel like because a lot of people doesn't control their money, it's stopping them to taking full control of their life.
Mhm.
There is a lot nuance to the app itself as well, like data storage, that there is no data storage really. We don't store any data. Like how you can granularly actually plan your finances with it. That at the moment I am pretty sure that's one of the best financial planning, or the best free financial planning app that is free of charge, that everyone can use.
Mhm.
So let me just go to that.
Mhm.
I don't know if you can share my screen, or you're sharing it already. Yeah.
I'm sharing it again.
So once you log in through the application, you will be prompt to this screen. I feel that screen already a little bit.
Can you a
So
little bit zoom it? Can you do that? Or it's
uh,
just
can I zoom it? I don't think I can zoom it,
that's fine.
unfortunately.
That's fine.
Um, no, I don't think I can zoom it. So you will be prompt with this screen. I already mentioned, I already feel that screen a little bit up, so it's faster for us and we don't have to go. But I would advise everyone to actually take like 10-15 minutes, one signing up, and to go through all of those, fill up the income, fill up the necessary expenses and savings. And I will show you how easy it is and what you will get for it. So it's basically you pressing on one of the items, and I put the dummy data over here, and
Mhm.
that's actually the job that I was doing a few years ago as an accountant,
Mhm.
for Age Concern Hampshire. And so you just press the button add, and you can list from the different incomes, and or you can add your new expense over here. It's that easy, and then follow just step by step. And once you do that, we're gonna populate all of that information, and we're gonna populate that information month by month. So you will be able to see the future of your finances and the balance at the end of, as you can see, you will see the balance at the end of the year, the predicted savings at the end of the year, and the total cash. And if you would like to go even more granularly, you will you will be able to see it month by month. So you will
Mhm.
be able to see, what's the status of your main balance at the end of September, October, and so on, right? Until the end of this year. And then if you want to go to the next year, you can even do that, and it will be exactly the same. You can see the how much money you will have at the end of the year in December 2025, right?
Yeah.
So just based on that, then my proposition would be to go necessary expenses and add all of your necessary expenses that you have. Why is that important? It's important because when you when you most of the expenses are monthly. The necessary expenses, most of them are monthly. But as you can see over here, we have certain expenses like water bill or electricity bill that they are coming, every 3 months, every 6 months, sometimes every year. um, some people pay their rent every year, or for mortgage for the whole year if they have that much money. But the water, electricity, those bills, sometimes, people are, it's coming October and the water bill is coming for like £200, and everyone is surprised why that happened. And so
Mhm.
once you add all of those expenses to the app, into the necessary expenses field, you will be able to press this button over here and just see how your expenditure is changing every single month. And because of those expenses that doesn't happen every 3 months or 6 months, if you check this number over here, you will see that now we have 785, but let's say in October is already 850. And I think that nuance over here is what people don't realize, and that's why a lot of people go for credit cards,
Mhm.
because, oh, this month my bill is larger that that the last month I didn't have to pay those expenses last month, but now I need to pay it. I'm not really prepared for it because I didn't think of it. I have a lot of other stuff to do, right? So once you scroll, even in November, look, like there is huge increase because of the electricity bill that is coming. So from having the necessary expenses in September on £785, now in November I'm reaching 1,100 pounds, right? So just by saying by putting all of that expenditure over here and following it, you can predict very easily what will happen in the future and prepare for it. And now you will ask me, but how you can prepare for it? Well, very easily, because if you will add something that you cannot afford, that month by month fields gonna show you that in main account balance you will have minus. Like if we're
Mhm.
going to add, let's say, some expenditure of, let's say, £1,000. Let's say that I want to buy some gifts for Christmas, but I want to buy them this month. Okay?
Mhm.
I'm gonna go Christmas. I'm gonna go one time, and I'm gonna pay 1,000. And
Mhm.
this way, let's say I'm gonna go shopping on Saturday. Okay, this Saturday, because yeah, this way it's gonna show us. Okay, we have 1,000 expenditure in September, and now it's showing us that, sorry, we cannot afford that. It's showing us
Mhm.
that I will spend a little bit more this month than I actually can, and it's showing us that the main account balance will end up in debt. Okay, £155 50 in debt. And so this is how simple it is to actually check whether you can afford some different things.
Mhm.
Obviously, we can add over here, kids' birthdays, weddings, all of those big events that people don't plan for. Let's say that you're going for again, you're gonna press one time. You going for the wedding in November. You want to give the gift to the couple of £150, let's say, right? And you say,
Mhm.
okay, it's in November. It's on Saturday, 9th in November. Let's add it. It's gonna tell us that this expense it's not going to show in this month because it's the expense in November, but over here we can see it. And we can see in November that even though we are on plus this month, our main bank account balance is still on minus.
Mhm.
And so it's extremely easy. You just adding adding things that you have in plan for the next few months, whether it's different clothes, whether it's, some alcohol or some parties, different special events, whether you go on holidays. You can plan exactly for accommodation, for every single expenditure that you have. Whether there are different things that, like insurance that you pay once a year. If you have a lot of insurance, you can plan for that, right? So you can literally
Mhm.
prepare for every single expense in your life, and it just requires from you to do it once. And once you do it, and then make sure that you execute on that. We're going to update this financial plan. It will be updated for you on a monthly basis. So on the monthly basis you can come back and you can check whether it works or not. Then if you would like to go into actually controlling your spending, you can connect your bank account through this button over here, or through this button in the transactions. You can connect your bank account, fetch all of your transactions, and see all of your expenditure through categories, see all of
Mhm.
your savings into the piggy bank section. And yeah, again, like a lot of people doesn't realize that they can actually save, whether they can actually plan their finances with saving. A lot of people doesn't even have emergency fund. There is a lot of nuance that we actually guide you through in the app when you first download it, that will allow you to, plan very granularly without anyone's help your finances. You don't need to have any financial skills. You just need to know how much you spend for the certain things. And even that in the future will be updated because we will do it for you. Um, but yeah, so that's how easy it is to create your financial plan without the help of financial advisor, without the help without having the financial knowledge. Uh, and that's how easy it is to check whether you can afford your
Mhm.
Christmas, whether you will end up in January in debt. There is
Thank you, Michael.
no
Uh,
complication in that. And I feel like every single person who is worried about Christmas, or who every single January is sad because it's ending up in debt, should use it and check.
mhm. Thank you. It's been a pleasure listening your presentation as well as learning these things, because you know financial management is the core thing for anyone, even if you are a business person or you are doing day-to-day activities, you work. So financial planning is the core for anyone, and that will steer your growth, any growth that you are looking for. So we have some more questions from the audiences. I just wanted to ask them to you. Our next question is from Zakir Khan, and he said, I'm just sharing that with you. What steps should one take to? Sorry, it's my mobile. So, what step should one take to uh, create a
Realistic and
realistic and
yeah.
effective holiday budgets?
I think I've mentioned all of them on my presentation just now. Just download Uniflow and create financial plan, and that's the steps you should really go through. Input your income, input your necessary expenses, see how much you're going to save, and then input all of your expenditure that you expect to spend on Christmas or different events.
Mhm.
And whether it's a Christmas, whether it's any other holidays that every single person has, you can plan for them using Uniflow. So the first
Thank
step I would say at the moment would be to go to our website, universalflow.io/personal, and download our application.
That's a really good advice. As we are having difficulties with Restream, I would request them to sort this out because they have millions of customers they are serving. So if I'm having these kind of issues, I think there are other thousands of people they are having the same problem with using Restream, and that is not good for their growth. So I'm connecting them for last 1 month, and my problem hasn't been sorted. So if it's not sorted in next 1 or 2 weeks, I will move into another streaming provider. So I do apologize for that. So thank you everyone for joining today's live webinar. And we do apologize for the mismatch. I'm Dr. Shah Sidiki from Time Research and Innovation, Zenzi Marketing Agency, and Neurodivergent Business Consortium. And we have Michael Stan from the Uniflow. And you probably have seen or watched us, our previously recorded programs on managing your day-to-day activities and cash flow. So if you wanted to um, again watch those or recap those things, you can go to our YouTube channels, Facebook channel, as well as on LinkedIn. Although this program will not be recorded on LinkedIn because it wasn't broadcasted on LinkedIn. So, but you can find us on all other social media. And we're going to be getting some more question answered. We just have a question here from Muraduchaman. What are some of the best strategies for controlling holiday spending without feeling deprived?
What are the best strategies to control holiday spending? Plan for it. I
Without
think my,
without feeling deprived.
I think with yeah, well, again, I think my answer to everything today will be plan for it, because like you have tools at the moment that can allow you to plan for every single thing in terms of your finances. And if you are able to create that plan, if you are able to be prepared for it, then you need to stick to that budget that you plan for yourself. And if you would like to increase the budget if you can afford it. But I think the main clue is that now you can see it, whether you can afford to increase your budget, whether you
Mhm,
can you know spend more money if you want to. But yeah, in terms of strategies to control the budget, just don't go to the shop.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. So we're just gonna end these events. Just give me a second. And as I said, we are planning for our next event. So if you do not see us on LinkedIn, because I think Restream is having problem with LinkedIn, but all other channels are okay. So we're gonna do some new tactics. If LinkedIn audience they can see us and list all the things that we are doing. But before I end this program, I just wanted to ask you, Michael, key takeaways from this conversation.
Key takeaways is don't wait for Christmas to arrive. Start planning for it today, because you don't need to have financial skills to actually create financial plan anymore. Key takeaways is that financial money management is not only for rich people, and make sure that you are in control of your money, because without control of your money, you are not in control of your life.
Mhm,
Having said that, I would like to also mention that we are having for the next month, for the period of September, we having a promotion for the most advanced version of Uniflow application. Everyone who
mhm,
will register with us today and give us a feedback within the next 2 weeks through our feedback form will receive 1 year free access to the most premium version of the app. what I mentioned today and what I showed today is all free to use for everyone, regardless the promo or not promo.
Am I getting that
Um,
one as well?
yeah,
That's great. That's great, Michael. So
you just need
thank
to
you,
sign up
everyone.
today and give me the feedback within next 2 weeks.
Okay. So I will say you, I'm not saying you bye bye, Michael, because we will finish. I will just go off from the live, but I will talk to you and fix our next program. Stay on the line. Thank you very much for your continuous support throughout, and I think we will get there sometime. So to all the audiences, thank you very much for joining today's live events. And you know that we're having problems, and I do apologize for that. That wasn't under my control, but we will try to overcome this in the next couple of days if I can, because I do not control Restream. It is controlled by them. I'm just adding my events through them. So if it's not, then I might need to change the streaming provider, because did not build any streaming platform. So now it's on my mind that if I am having enough support, I will build something to tailor businesses, that they don't face these kind of problems. But that's a big commitment, and I don't want to do that one right now. So, Michael, thank you very much. I will say bye bye to the audience. Please stay on the line. And thank you, everyone, for sending your questions, and as well as joining via YouTube and other social media. I will welcome you tomorrow with another of my live with Serena Man, with our uh, Gen Z Marketing Agency's page. And I will share those. If we have any technical issues, I will share the link for you to join, even in Facebook or YouTube. So until then, please stay tuned. Please support our channel. We are trying our best to contribute to the community in terms of business development, marketing, software development, and lots of other things. So I will say you bye bye now, and I will see you tomorrow and next week, that we have another 4 lives, one audio events and 3 lives. So until then, stay tuned, support our work, and if you wanted to have a one-to-one session, please feel free to contact me or Michael through social media. We are in most of the social media. So thank you, and talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.